What is going on, team? It is your friend Austin here with AP Space, and today we are going to develop a Python Serial Communication GUI. So to begin, we have the Mango GUI v0 here, and this is what the end result looks like. So when we begin, we go to Visual Studio Code, and this is the project that is completed. And when we want to begin from scratch, we open an instance of Visual Studio. We go to File, Open Folder. We open the desired folder that we need. Yes, I trust the authors. We go to File, New File, Python, and we are using the Python compiler 3.10.11 from the Microsoft Store. And we now go to File, Save As, and we save this file as Mango GUI v1. And we save that. You know, to File, New File, Python, File, Save As. And then we'll call this read port 1. Go to File, New File, Python File, File, Save As, and write port 1. Okay, so we have all of our files created. Now what we do is we copy that into Mango GUI v1, and we copy the read port function to read port, and we copy the write ports 1 function into write port 1, and then we'll save all of the files, or I guess we can just go to save all, and then okay, so we're all wrapped up with developing the code. To do a quick walk through what we just coded here, we have the primary code here, and we need to import PySimple GUI, PySerial, and PyInstaller if you have not already imported that into Python. So that is the prerequisite to this, is import the 3 libraries there. And we first list our COM ports that are plugged in to our laptop. We have the layout code here. We have the while loop, and then we have all of our variables defined for COM port baud rate, output 1, output 2. We have our if else statements for different buttons that we click on. This is our read port function, and this is the associated code to read from the serial port, and to write to the serial port, this is the code to achieve that. So what we can do now is go to QMX, and then we make sure USART1 is enabled on asynchronous 115,200 bits per second, TX pin active level inversion enabled, RX pin active level inversion enabled. We're using the 5-pin JTAG. We are having that on our clock configuration. Then we generate the code. You open the project. the code is already written in, so this is the interrupt, or excuse me, the UART interrupt software from tutorial 5. And that is what we use to code. So that's the code there. We save, build, download, debug, reset, and run. And then we can, so now we have our UART sending data to the laptop, and we have the interrupt enabled on the microcontroller. We go to Mango GUI v1, go to run. This is the run button here. And then, oh, excuse me. You go to Mango GUI v1 and then run that. And then we have Mango GUI v0 here. So if you want to edit that to v1, you just change this text box to v1. So that's how we run the code. We'll edit that really quick actually. So we can change this to v1. File, save. We plug in our USB to RS-232 adapter. That's plugged into our UART on our microcontroller. Okay, so we got that plugged in. We run Mango GUI v1. The COM port is COM4 listed there. COM4 baud rate is 115200. Output 1 is AP space 1. 2 is photon 1. Say photon 11. Okay, so now what we would like to see is our output to the microcontroller. So we'll output from the laptop to the microcontroller to begin. Okay. Output 1. Let's see if that's working. AP space 1. Okay. Well, now that the interrupts is woken up, that seems to be working just fine. Output 2. Photon 11. Output 1. AP space 1. Output 2. Photon 11. Okay, so we get it. That is running now, and once we wake up the interrupt software, that seems to be working just fine. We now input to Mango GUI v1, and then when we read the input will display here. And then we click on input 1, and that seems to read just fine. And we're sending AP space from the microcontroller to the input of the Visual Studio terminal window. And then that is how we complete that. Now, if you would like to create a Python executable, then what we need to do now is go to mint GUI v0 commands, and here is the key to the candy shop here. copy, and paste Python -o-m PyInstaller Mango GUI v1 in the current directory. Click enter on that. Completed successfully. Okay, let's verify that is completed successfully. So we have our keel window still up. Let's go to software, Mango GUI v1, this Mango GUI 1, and then this is where the executable is generated. And now when we have the actual product built, this is what it looks like, and we just click on the executable from the user's end. So this is what Mint GUI v1 looks like. And now that our Mint GUI v1 is built completely, we want to go to com4, it's plugged in there, 115200, AP space 1, photon 11. Okay, so let's make sure that this is writing correctly. And when we click on output 1, it seems to be working now. So once again, wake up the microcontroller before you proceed with the serial communication tests. And then we'll test output 2, photon 11. There we go. That seems to be working just fine. And then input 1, we can open our terminal window, and this is where all of our inputs are displayed. And click on that. AP space 1, AP space 1. And we are reading the inputs from the microcontroller to the laptop in the terminal window, and then we're writing data from the laptop to the microcontroller with this here. Now that is completed, if anyone would like the code for free, the Mint GUI v0 software is for free on my website. Okay, that is all for today, and you guys have a wonderful day.